المشاهدين، أهلا وسهلا بكم من جديد مع برنامجكم الأسبوعي برنامج إماراتي. كما عودناكم في كل أسبوع نستضيف لكم خيرة من دولة الإمارات. قصة نجاح أتتنا إلى الدولة منذ عام 2002. Dr. Sunil, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
We are so lucky to be here with you and your company. Our team said you welcome in our program.
We are happy that you are here with us. Thank you.
And we would like to know about yourself. Who's Dr. Sunil when he came to this country at the first time and what he's doing at this moment?
Brilliant. I think I would like to start this with a thank note to His Excellency Humaid Al Khatami, who is responsible to bring me into this country in September 2003. So that was my first step, and I think from there, this is where I am, 20 years into this country, working in the domain of technology, fintech basically. So I'm handling into a lot of projects with Ministry of Health initially when we started, working of course with the Central Bank on Training and Research Division. Then 2014 we started our own organization called Sam Corporate, this is where you are. And 10 years we are into the domain handling customers all across the world.
"11 years was fair enough for you to start your business?"
I would say it was late. We should have started a bit early, but I think we were trying to find out a good success story which we can tag along with, and that's what we worked and we found out in 2014, a niche requirement into the domain of financial consolidation, planning and forecasting, and AI and ML, machine learning and artificial intelligence. That's where we started working in 2014. I think it was the right time for us to start because 2008, you know, there was a crisis. And we didn't want it to really start during the midterm crisis, and then with the crisis was settled down, we started our own venture.
Solution in the business, when you talk about start building or build knowledge in the industries, it's need to know all the parts of all section in any business that you want to provide, right?
Sure.
Starting research to build our information, that's to give a suggestion or a right suggestion for them, how you start building this one.
Right, so I think we have a big research team in our organization where any client of ours who approaches us, we start doing research on the industry, the background of the company, what they are doing, how they are doing into their operations, finances, technology, what they're using. We prepare a white paper on that to understand internally in terms of how they are doing. And then based on that, we start proposing what we will propose to do for them.
The activity or the business, we have it, but to choose our partner also is so hard. So how you start find your partners?
I think that's a difficult choice. The region is very big. If you look at it, Middle East, we are talking about the entire Middle East, about 20, 22 countries. If I look at the entire Levant and extended Middle East, we started identifying partners in 2014 when we started, and gradually we started looking at SI system integrators who are well ingrained, who are well positioned, who are there for quite a long time, and we started partnering with them. In addition to that, we started partnering with a lot of global companies across the world. And that's where now we have about 10 plus top of the Gartner Chartist ranking companies as our partners across the world. And we have about 25 partners who resell SAM corporate solution across the world.
When we talk about the business or the market in general, we need to talk about the stocks a little bit, because the market and the margin also affect any countries in the world. So Dubai, it's affected in 2008, 2009 when the petrol that get is high and low that time. And when we talk about this industry, any, for example, the metal or the gold, also needs someone that who follow up on the meat that or 10-4, we can say it, and he knows the prices and he know how to understanding what's going on. How you start upgrade your team for that part?
So I believe your question is more on the pricing strategy. What we do typically in our projects is we of course do a market research in terms of how the market is accepting the prices, and to keep the costs low, I would say thanks to UAE, we are in the country where there are no taxes, and this helped us build the initial first few years without any difficulty, which has been a great help. I would say this would not have been easy if you were in any European country with 30-40% corporate tax, where this would have been difficult, but our initial few years were golden years, where we had no tax to pay. And this really helped us lay down a good foundation by even charging customer lesser than what others are charging. And this has been a big help to the UAE government, I would say.
So 5 years after that, Corona changed our life, hit us, and everyone or all the company changed the strategy for sure. Some companies, they are deleted from the list, and some companies, they grow so high. How you supporting the people before, or survive the people before they go to scratch?
I think it's a very good question. For us as SAM Corporate, the biggest strength are our team members. Because we are consultants. Our consultants are our daily bread and butter. During COVID, we followed the leaders here and we said we would not fire anybody. For 2 years, we did not fire any employee. We did not cut down any salaries. They were still paid the same salaries. In fact, in the second year of COVID, we still had the normal increment which we give every year to our team members. So we continue to do that. We booked some small losses in those 2 years, but we did not cut down any office, we did not cut down any employees, nor we cut down any salaries. We made a plan that we are able to pass these difficult years by pumping in some more money from our side, but then keeping the team intact, all the flocks together, so that we are ready for the next delivery when the situation improves.
Doctor, you agree that we transfer from age to age after Corona to the digital age, we can say it? You agree for that?
Yes, absolutely.
So when this digital age we join it, so people start hear about the blockchain and the crypto, and everyone start understanding and not understanding. Some people investing for mining, some people invest and lost their money, and start people talking about scams and real and many things. So how we can explain for people what is this part about blockchain and cryptocurrency?
So blockchain and crypto are real. They will stay in the world. Let's understand that. It's the latest technology. It's the future of large transfers, large transaction systems, and I think this is where the world would move forward in this direction. Now, having said that, when we talk about scams, they're not new in the world. The scams come out of the greed of an individual rather than technology.
Always.
They only change the form and the method what is being done. So previously there were frauds which were happening, scams which are happening over an email, which then move into your banking channel, SMS, etc., OTP, and then it moved to crypto. So as long as the greed is there, the scams would be there. I don't think the technology is to be blamed for the scam. Technology is very robust, technology is very good, and in fact, if you do a bit of due diligence, this is a wonderful technology which is the future of the world right now.
After Corona also, the people start looking for going green more, sustainable community. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed, he mentioned that Dubai 2023, 2030, it will be sustainable country. So what's the solution you give it for COP28?
So I think we're in the right place, and I really love this question when you're asking. We have one of the leading solutions on the ESG, environment, social and governance in the world, which takes care of end-to-end entire reporting on the sustainability, which takes care of governance as well as reporting on the GRI standards, IFSB standards, and all major standards of the world. The solution really caters to all the small to medium to large enterprises, which takes care of entire ESG reporting, whether it is by government, whether it is semi-government or by voluntary. This takes care of it. And we are in the phase of where we are rolling it out to all our existing 70 plus customers across the world.
If we will talk about heating, it's nothing between, if we compare it with the water issues in the world. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed mentioned that the problem of water bigger than the problem of heating. So did you find any solution for water?
Well, I would say we are not here to find solution for water, but we are definitely here to help optimize use of water. So when we do ESG solution for clients, we help them understand what is their water consumption and how they can reduce the water consumption. Saving every drop of water is so precious, and we contribute a little in that by providing the right technology to do that.
Dr. Sunil, always our team, they need to be up to date, and always we need them to be ready because they are same like us. They sit on our chair.
So,
I told you they are research or they are data entry. You say no, they are qualified and they are ready to give a consultant for anyone.
Absolutely.
How did you keep them up to date?
So let me explain. I think we run a big training mechanism, a huge training academy internally for our internal team members, and this is regularly updated with the latest knowledge. All our team members go through regularly an internal training periodically, with their knowledge being updated regularly, because we are meeting many clients in different regions of the world, right from Australia to North America. We meet customers all across the world. Every region has a different kind of technology flavor and understanding and enrichment and a knowledge, and we need to keep our team updated with that.
Doctor, I see that you have branches everywhere and you have clients everywhere in the world. So.
Yes, sir.
But the world also, the market is not the same. I meet many people from US, they say totally different between US and UAE in the market.
Correct.
To understanding all this market, so how much time take from you research?
We took 10 years, I would say, because it is our 10th year and we are in 10 years. Of course, we started with Middle East, which has a very similar culture. So we started with UAE. We had our first few customers in UAE, in Dubai, and of course in other Emirates. And then we moved on gradually from there to other. We have customers in Oman, in Kuwait, in Saudi Arabia, in entire region. Going to Levant countries, we have customers in Lebanon, Jordan, Palestine also. We do have customers across the whole region. And then we started expanding to the geography. We started acquiring customer in Singapore. We started acquiring customer in Australia. And on the other side, we started going to North America. So what we did, we first had a firm footing of our base in headquarters in UAE. We built our base very strong. And from there, we gradually started expanding to other countries as we started developing the knowledge and the market understanding of other countries.
Market always saying after any growth, there is inflation.
Yeah.
You agree?
Well, I would say it's a question of innovation. If you innovate, you do not perish. If you do not innovate, you will perish. The entire world is in that mood whereby if you are able to find out new things, look at ChatGPT as an example, how it changed the search engine business.
Right.
When you were typically going into Google, typing whole thing, now you can just open ChatGPT and speak, say, I want this information and it's available. It is nothing but an innovative use of the existing technology. So what we do, we constantly spend on innovation. We constantly look for newer technologies, new ways to do this. And this is where I think we are able to constantly grow without having any dip in our future.
What's the future of your company?
I would say it's very bright. We are growing at a rate which is unprecedented. And we are looking at a massive growth in the next 10 years. This is where we are. And I would say this is, of course, thanks to the UAE, the place, the government. This is really wonderful place in our opinion. We would not have grown any other country if we were there. The primary reason is there are a lot of positive factors in here. We have a non-interfering government. We have a government which is very supportive. When we need any help, there is always available. The technologies are available in the latest format in this place, and the entire financial system, including taxation and all, is absolutely business friendly. And this is all giving us that hope that we would be able to grow significantly in next 10 years of our journey. By the way, we are celebrating our 10-year celebration on 17th, and you all are invited to that. That would be our 10th year celebration.
We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Doctor, our team, they need our support always, and we need to build with them a good relation. Under your umbrella or your company umbrella, how you build the relation with your teams?
You mean external teams?
Yeah.
Yes, I think that's very important. We understood that in a business in Middle East, particularly in our region where we operate, relations are the key drivers of any business here. And we build up a very strong relationship with all the organizations where we are constantly in touch with them. We have a monthly survey, monthly visit to our customers where we ask them how they are doing, are they satisfied, and if there are anything happening, we take proactive actions. By this way, we are able to manage and keep satisfaction level very high. I'll give you an example. We learned this from Sheikh Mohammed's book, My Story. When I read that book, there is a very important paragraph in that which mention about customer satisfaction. And customer satisfaction is so critical. We learned from that, and you said if we have to grow and if we have to be successful, we have to be a customer-centric organization. And I think that's what we do.
In this book, also, His Highness Sheikh Rashid, when he told him about don't ask about this man, he's qualified or no, because he come from out the country to prove himself.
So,
and you prove yourself also here.
absolutely right.
We also will remind His Highness Ward Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid that he say, it's hard to be number one, but the hardest is to stay on the same level. Right?
Absolutely correct.
How we can be sustainable.
I think that's a very beautiful statement. I'll tell you that is one of my favorite books which I have read in my life. By the way, I'm an author myself. I have a best-selling book on Islamic risk management. But I would say that when I read my story, I couldn't stop my tears, especially second paragraph, second chapter, when you read it, where Sheikh Mohammed has explained about his mother.
Yeah.
This was unbelievable, I would say. And the whole journey really brings to that point that it is not difficult to reach number one, but it is difficult to stay at number one. And to stay at number one, you have to be alert, you have to be agile, you have to be flexible, and you have to be innovative. And I think we are doing all that four together in a combination.
Fifth story in the book. So, what the three stories that you love?
Well, I would say for me, the second chapter is really my favorite. I mean, I would, and of course, the building of the DP World, the Dubai port, is one of the biggest, because when this was being done, people were making jokes, people were laughing. What are you trying to build? Is it sustainable? This biggest port in the world, who will come here? And now you see, so far, right? So far away in the world, and now you see the reality. So I think that's a lot of learning from that. And I would strongly recommend any entrepreneur who want to start a business should first go through the book My Story, look at the culture, how it is done in this UAE, and that should be the starting point for him for his success in life.
Also, His Highness explained for us what the difference between manager and leader. So what you will add?
Well, I would say all managers should become leader. That's how an organization will grow. So I would say we carry a statement in our organization. All of us say that. How can I make myself redundant? And this is something very interesting and important if I tell you. How can I make my job something which is useless? So every year I would try to make myself useless. The meaning is I would try to bring my team member, groom them into a role whereby I am not needed and they replace me. When they replace me, I try to find something new for me. And that's what we are creating, leaders from managers. And this exercise we do continuously, where everybody in the organization know that at some stage they have to become redundant, which means their job should not exist. Somebody else should come and take their job, and they should do something more in the organization. So we are building a whole team of leaders in the organization to grow the organization exponentially.
To be honest, to be true, to build the trust with your customers, how we can build more trust with them?
Transparency is a very important factor in business. This is so critical in organizations, I would say. Short-term gain, making profits in short term by killing the long-term objective is always a wrong way of doing business, I would say. What we have been doing regularly and what we strongly believe is that you have to be transparent with your customers. They stay with you longer, and you have a long-term relationship which can bring you long-term business as a partner rather than just as a vendor and supplier relationship. So we convert our relationship more into a partnership rather than a customer and a vendor relationship.
Doctor, if I ask you, who built your character?
Very good question. I think first my mother, definitely. Then my friends around with me who studied with me in IIT Bombay. So I'm from IIT Bombay, which is the Mecca of technology. I'm sure all of you have heard about it. And my teachers who were there. Then the next layer of character building happens with the leaders around us, whom we observe and whom we learn from. And with my close interaction with a lot of leaders in UAE, as I said, I was fortunate to have been called here by His Excellency Humaid Al-Khatami. I had an interaction with quite a few leaders around in that circle, where I used to sit in Majlis in the evening and spend a lot of time with them, closely monitoring how they look at the growth of the entire country in a positive way. And these are the ways a character is built.
Doctor, if we will advise the newcomers here before they come, what you would say to them?
So I think first they have to understand the culture of the country. They have to understand the culture of the business here and follow the government in terms of how the policies are set up, how it's done. To me, this is a gold mine in terms of entrepreneurs who want to start their business here in this country. There is a lot to offer. We haven't yet exploited even, I would say, 10-20% of the capacity what we have. With 190 nationalities around us, with the kind of culture we have here, this is unprecedented in the world. There is no other country which offers this. So any new entrepreneur who wants to come here, I think this is the best place to start with, where you can have a firm foundation with non-complex taxation, non-complex laws, very transparent and good governance, and an excellent use of technology in the entire government sector. You really don't have to visit any government department if you have a technology. I have never visited a government department in 5 years, honestly. I have everything on my mobile, and this is thanks to the technology use. So entrepreneurs who want to come here, I think this is the best place. The cost of business is very reasonable. Best of the talents are available here. If you want to hire any kind of nationality, any kind of talent pool is all abundantly available in large quantity, and that actually is a success factor for any entrepreneur who want to start. In addition to that, there are a lot of startup support system right now. There are a lot of incubators which are there. So those who want to really start small and grow, that is also possible. In terms of size and scalability, it can be a very small one-man enterprise with a free zone trade license if you want to start something small, to a very large if you want to set up a big facility in, let's say, one of the free zone, taking a land, all can be done. I think that's something which is not easily available across the world in other countries. So that's my opinion or my advice to the entrepreneurs who want to start here.
Doctor, is there any plan to write a book?
Honestly, I'm itching to write a book, if I tell you, because I'm a writer. I have about 100 research articles which I publish in a lot of newspapers and journals and articles. But writing a book is, of course, my second love, and I'm definitely going to write a book on how you can be successful with UAE as a foundation. That's what I'm looking at in the future.
In this life, when we reach for any high position or we success in any story, so there is behind people supporting, and also they are saying behind the businessman there is a woman, right?
Well, I would say not a woman, there is a whole family. So behind the success, I would say for me and for my team, I have an entire team here. And at a point of time, we had only ladies in the team. So about 5 years back, we had only girls in the team. So we had an entire team only consisting of ladies. But I really tell you, my success is because of my team here in office and my family who is at home, who is 200% supporting me in everything what I do.
Finally, this country which give us an opportunity or land of opportunity, we can say it, UAE, and we grow here and it make our dream true. So what we will say for you leaders and government? Thanks
from bottom of our heart to the entire country, to the leaders here who have been really a wonderful role model for us, giving us a land of opportunity, the kind of framework, the kind of support, transparency, which is absolutely mandatory. And we are thankful for their always watchfulness in terms of any hurdles we have. They are there to support us. Thank you so much.
And from our side, we will say thank you so much to give us this much of information, and welcome again in EMARATI.
Thank you so much. Looking forward.